Hello people, my name's Jen Orgene and I just took a 17-hour flight from Frankfurt to Jakarta during the pandemic. Today is the 6th of June 2021 and this is day 2 of my hotel quarantine in Jakarta. However, the hotel quarantine is not what I'm going to talk about. I'll talk about that in the next video. But this video is going to contain 3 main sections, namely the procedures I took when taking off from Frankfurt, the flight itself and the transit in Doha, and lastly the procedures I faced upon landing in Jakarta. A little disclaimer, this video is how I experienced it 2 days ago, and as regulations do these days, it might change tomorrow, so make sure you keep checking the regulations about your departure and arrival countries because it changes every other day. Before that, a little background. I am an Indonesian citizen. I hold an Indonesian passport. I hold a German residency with the blue cards, and that is why I can kind of travel to both countries without really worrying about the visas, because right now travel visas are not yet granted for Germany and Indonesia. When I checked in, the lady already asked for the required documents in your arrival country. So what I prepared is, first of all, I needed a PCR test that is taken no longer than 72 hours before my arrival in Jakarta. And for Indonesia, you need to prepare your eHAC, which stands for... It's basically just filling in simple information like your name, your passport number, where have you been the last 14 days, which countries, and where are you going to be staying in Indonesia. It's just a form, you do it online, done. And that's basically it. After that, I proceeded to the gate and flew. There aren't any stark differences during the flight, except that all the cabin crew were wearing safety, like these white suit things, gloves, glasses, and masks. And wearing a mask is required during the entire flight. But what's so special about my flight from Frankfurt to Doha is that as I was talking to the flight attendant, she said there was only 24 passengers in the entire flight out of the possible 300 plus seats. That's crazy. It was so empty that I had the whole row to myself, and literally like the next person was 3 rows in front of me, 2 rows behind me, the middle one is empty, and there's like another person over there. But I'm not complaining. I feel like we got special attention from the cabin crew because they don't really have a lot of people. So that was actually one of the best flights in my life. In Doha, I only had 2 hours of transit time, but because the previous plane was like delayed by 10 minutes and then I had to walk all the way to the gate at the other end of the airport, I only had around half an hour to sit down. So, you know, with Wi-Fi, just texting people, and then before I knew it, I had to go in the boarding room again. Big difference is, in this flight, it was almost full, but they did give like 1 seat empty between you and the next passenger. I got the window seat, 3, and then I was here and she was here. And that's like that for the entire plane. But aside from that empty seat, it's basically a full flight. Another thing that surprised me was I was talking to the lady next to me, and she is a TKI. She works in Doha. When I asked her about where she's gonna be during the 5-day quarantine, she didn't have a clue that there was even a quarantine you have to go through when you arrive in Jakarta. I don't blame her, but I was worried for her actually, like because I already booked my hotel quarantine package like the month before I flew, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen to her. Now this is where it got kind of tricky. So the moment we got off the plane and we went through this long corridor, there were already like the army people and the airport people. There were these seats arranged in the large hallway, 200 seats far apart from each other in 3 rows. On each seat is like a form that you have to fill in again, because that's the form that's going to be stamped by the health officer in the next station. So station 1 is you fill in the form. After you're done, you're supposed to just wait in your seat until further instructions. So make sure you have a pen if you don't have one already. Stay there until you kind of see a crowd going somewhere else, and then you go to station number 2 where there are lines for eHAC. So if you filled in your eHAC, then you go to the line with eHAC, and there's the non-eHAC. And after filling in the eHAC, you're supposed to get like a barcode and like your filled in form on your phone digitally. So the person in station 2 scans your eHAC, she takes your paper and asks if you are feeling healthy, in which I replied yes, which country I was from and what I'm doing there. Do you have a hotel booked? And then we proceed to station number 3, which is the one with the health officers. In station 3, this is where you show your negative PCR test. They'll ask you again some basic questions, and if you already have a hotel booked, and actually that's it. After you get the stamp of approval from them, you go to station number 4, which is guarded by the Indonesian army. They just check if the health officer really stamped you okay, and if you got the okay,
Then you go to station number 5, which is immigration, which I forgot about during recording. And then you go to the next station, which is
getting your luggage. It's not really a station, you just wait and grab your bags as per normal. And as you exit the baggage claim section, there is another army guy, and that is where it is separated if you have a hotel booking or not, because it says hotel and Wisma Atlet. Wisma Atlet is a government institution where people can go into quarantine without paying, but it is a lot more full, and well, it's a government facility. So I'm guessing that the lady I talked to in the plane is going to be directed to the Wisma Atlet. Since I have a hotel booking, I went out the other way. And now to station number 7, which is customs. On the plane, if you go into Indonesia, you will always get the customs claims sheet where you just check if you have any item above X dollars, or if you're bringing in like pets. Of course, I take no, gave it to him, pass on. And this is where it's normally over. But no, it is not over, because once you're out of the airport doors, you're not actually out yet. You are outdoors. But then it's station number 8, where all the hotel representatives are, and you have to wait for your chauffeur to get you. I think there are also booths where you can book a hotel on the spot in the airport if you haven't booked one. And I saw an angry lady who was venting on a call because she hasn't booked the hotel, and she saw the hotel prices, and the cheapest one is around 5 million rupiah, which is around 400 USDs for the 6 days and 5 nights. I mean, my hotel here is a little over that. Yeah, but I don't understand how anyone could fly without knowing the regulations of your destination. So please guys, do your research beforehand. So I sat in station number 8, told the officers, oh, I'm going to this hotel, and then they called out for the guy from this hotel, the representative, because my plane arrived at 8:15, and apparently the average person comes out after an hour, so the chauffeur will stand by an hour after landing. But I did like station 1 to 7 very quickly, all in like half an hour. So I waited for another half an hour for my chauffeur to come. But all the other hotel representatives are there, so maybe like he was busy or something before. Once he came, I gave him my passport, and he's like, okay, please wait here. And I thought he was gonna return me the passport, but apparently they're gonna hold on to it, and they're going to directly give your passport to the hotel front office, and we'll give it back to you when you check out. Now this freaked out a lot of the foreigners, because I mean their passport is their ID in a foreign country. For me, it's not a big deal if they hold my passport because I have my other IDs, but I still need my passport because I need to fly back to Germany by the end of the month. But anyway, I trust them. And now you're at station 9,
which you can only go through if you're with the hotel representative, because they're the ones doing the talking. Too many stations, kind of forgot them during recording. Forgive me. And then you go outside,
waiting for the shuttle to the hotel. And you can't really go anywhere because the hotel now has your passport. Because there were cases where people tried to escape the quarantine. Yeah, I think the passport is a good guarantee that we're not gonna run away from the quarantine. And besides, I paid for my hotel already. Why would I run away? It's like, that's a loss on me. Anyway, in station 9, I waited for my car to come, and apparently it's not a shuttle from the hotel. So the hotel representative isn't with me in the car. He went back to stand by for other passengers. And the driver is actually a very regular taxi driver, so he's not from the hotel. And after that, put in all my stuff, I went directly to my hotel, and then began my 5-day quarantine, which I will talk about in the next video. So that was my experience. I hope it's helpful to you guys, but please, pretty please remember to check the regulations of your departure and arrival country before you fly, and make sure you have all the requirements. Good luck if anyone's traveling. This is Jen signing out. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!